This is lesson master 5.2, some more practice with that law of sines and cosines. Just want to emphasize again that we only use law of sines and cosines when it's not a right triangle. If it's a right triangle, then just do your right triangle trig, sine, cosine, and tangent like you normally would. But as you can see in number 1, we do not have a right triangle. It says, looking at triangle ABC, A must be here. Not exactly sure which one's B and C, but I guess it doesn't matter, and we're asked to find A. So I'm going to do my highlighting again, showing which ones I have across from one another. And I'm going to use law of cosines. A squared equals the other two sides squared. 40 squared plus 52 squared minus 2 times 40 times 52 times the cosine of 34. Nice thing about this one when I'm finding a side is since there's no variables here, I can put all of this into my calculator at once, as long as I type it in just as it's written, because my calculator knows order of operations. So I've got 40 squared plus 52 squared minus 2 times 40 times 52 times the cosine of 34. And hopefully at this point you guys have gotten a point where you're not having trouble with this formula because you've used it so many times. At first it seemed like a daunting formula. 855.20369882. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. I don't need plus or minus because it's the length of a side. And so I would take the square root of 855.20369882. I'm going to let you guys do that in your calculator and get an answer for A. Alright, number 2. It says in 2 and 3, so this is going to be for both numbers 2 and the one below it in 3. We have triangle DEF. Let me draw a picture of that. DEF, where side DE is 38, EF is 48, and DF is 70. So again, just like up here when I had side angle side, I used law of cosines. When I have side side side, I can use law of cosines. So when I have angle angle angle, that's when I definitely would use law of sines. All right, we're looking for angle D, so this is the one that I'm looking for. So I like to highlight that. So I know how to put this into my formula. So this is going to be 48 squared equals the other two sides squared cosine of I don't know what. Now in this one I can't just put everything into my calculator. This is the type that takes a little bit more work as I go through. So I'm going to do my 48 squared. So 2,304 equals, I'm going to do my 38 squared plus my 70 squared. And then minus, I'll do my 2 times 38 times 70. And I get 5,320 cosine of D. And remember, you cannot subtract these because this is attached to that cosine of D. So I have to subtract the 6,344 from each side. Then I get negative 4,040 equals negative 5,320 cosine of D. Getting closer. Need to get rid of this, so I divide, since it's being multiplied, by negative 5,320. And I get 0.759384962 equals the cosine of D. And since I'm looking for just D, I'm going to do my inverse here. And D equals the inverse cosine of this number. So I'm going to let you guys put that part into your calculator, and you will find angle D. Okay. Right, so you're going to do the same process for number 3. You're going to use the same triangle, except this time you're going to be looking for angle F. So in my picture, since I'm looking for angle F, I'm going to start off with that 38 squared equals the 70 squared plus the 48 squared minus 2 times 70 times 48 times the cosine of F. And then it's the same process as we did in number 2. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and do that work. Since I've gone through every step right here, I'm going to let you do this one on your own. Number 5, we've got 3 lifeguard stands are positioned as shown in the diagram below. The lifeguards would like to have a buoyant line that would run from stand 1 to stand 3 for non-swimmers. Approximately how long should the line be? Once again, I have side angle side, so it looks like once again I'm going to be using law of cosines. Lots of practice with law of cosines. So I'm going to have this side here. We'll just call it x squared equals the other two sides squared, 85 squared plus 90 squared minus 2 times 85 times 90 times the cosine of 140. And this number 5 is just like the number 1 that we did up above, where you can put all of this into the calculator. You'll get that answer, and then you'll take the square root of both sides, and you'll get an answer for x. So I'm going to let you do that one on your own as well, but I just kind of give you a little help to get started.